Thank you. Let's give James a round of applause for great work.
Yeah.
Especially his presence.
You gotta be hungry.
Gotta be hungry, absolutely. How many of you have some major goals you'd like to achieve? Raise your hands, please. Very good. I want you to think about those goals because I'm going to share with you how you can make them happen using a strategy that I used, and some of you who will hear me in your heart, I will coach you on how to do it. I always ask when I start, how many have major goals you'd like to achieve? But I want to ask you another question, because I reflect on my life a lot. I'm a 20-year prostate cancer conqueror because of God's grace and mercy. But I want to ask you another question. How many of you know, if you had your life to live over again, you could have done more than what you've done thus far? Raise your hands, please. Very good. So what we do and what we accomplish in life is only a tip of the iceberg of what's possible for us. So I want to take you through a process. I want to share with you a process that I learned that allowed me to travel. How many like to travel? Raise your hands, please. I've been over 21 countries in the last 2 years. Allowed me to be able to provide for my mother. I'm adopted. Allowed me to be able to change people's lives. How many would like to make a difference in people's lives? Raise your hands, please. Let me ask another question. How many of you like to make more money? Raise your hands, please. Oh, well, get ready. You're going to love this presentation. It's going to make a dramatic difference for you. So, how many of you like to have more time for yourself? Raise your hands, please. Okay, very good. Now, are there any coaches or trainers in the house? Raise your hand. Any coaches or trainers? Oh, fantastic. You want to make sure you sign up for the program that I'm going to be talking to you about. And how many of you have a story? Raise your hands, please. Things that you've gone through, things that you've experienced. How many of you like to learn how to make money with that story? Raise your hands, please. Fantastic. Okay. I want you to think about some goals that you want to achieve. And I want you to bring it in 3 categories. Number 1, something that you'd like to do for someone you care about. One of my children is here. His name is Patrick Brown. Stand up, Patrick. Give him a round of applause. Oh,
Yeah.
You're now sitting in my dream. I had the goal of dream of building a business that could make a difference in people's lives, but also generate tremendous income. And so now my children are taking over the business. And so things that I wanted to accomplish, that's happening. I'm a grandfather and I'm a great-grandfather. So at this stage of my life, I'm 70 years old. At this stage of my life, it's about how can I build a legacy for the family. So I want you to think about someone that you'd like to do something for. My first motivator was my mother. I was born in a poor section of Miami, Florida called Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor with a twin brother. And when we were 6 weeks of age, we were adopted by Mrs. Mamie Brown. Whenever I speak, I always say all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. My mother worked for wealthy families on Miami Beach. She cooked for these families. And we ate the food left over from the families that she cooked for. And she kept her children. And we wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children that Mama kept. And I remember walking around these big, beautiful mansions and said, Mama, what's that? That's not my mother's voice. I said, Mama. And she said, what is it, Leslie? I said, when I become a man, I'm gonna buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. How many have somebody special you'd like to do something for? Raise your hands. Good. I'm going to share with you how you can make that happen, and I'm going to coach you through it. Next thing is, I want you to think about your financial freedom number. And once you accomplish that goal, once you earn that amount of money, you have more time for yourself. You have more time for the people you care about. Once you earn that, it alleviates a lot of stress, and it will allow you to contribute to things that you like to contribute to. I want you to pull that up. You know, people say money won't make you happy. But everybody want to find out for themselves.
That's so true.
A friend of mine named Rita Davenport said money ain't important, but it's right up there with oxygen. And let me tell you something, fellas, even if you're as homely as I am, you got some money, women will find something cute on you. Oh, he's got eyelashes like Tom Cruise, honey. So I want you to think about your financial freedom number. And then I want you to think about your social contribution. What will be different because you showed up on the planet? Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. So as you think about your goals and dreams right now, someone that you'd like to do something special for, you think about your financial freedom number, your social contribution, let us say together, it's possible. Everybody together, it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah, one of the major steps, and I want you to take some notes, to achieving your goal is to know that it's possible. Now, I want to tell you who's controlling the clock. The clock is not working here, so I need to know how to gauge myself. Can you see the clock there? It's not working, so I need to know, let's work that so I know where I am. But as you think about your goals and dreams, most people don't achieve their goals and dreams because they do what I did for so very long, that I didn't believe it was possible, that I could live my dream. I was born in a poor section of Miami, Florida, an abandoned building on a floor with a twin brother. We were 6 weeks of age, we were adopted. And in my particular case, when I was in 5th grade, I was labeled educable mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, and I failed again when I was in the 8th grade. And so when I was labeled educable mentally retarded, that put me in a box. And it limited my vision of what was possible for me. And so as you think about your goals and dreams, I want you to write this down. Come up with a strategy to program yourself for success. I've been programmed for failure. I was told most of my life I was compared to my twin brother. Wesley is very smart. My sister graduated from the University of Miami. And so I never forget a man who changed my life. It was an interruption. I'm interrupting some of your thinking right now. I had the opportunity to eulogize him. I walked in a room and he said, "Young man, go to the board and work this problem out for me." I said, "Sir, I can't do that." He said, "Look at me." I said, "Yes, sir. Go to the board and work the problem out anyhow." I said, "I can't, sir." And he said, "Why not?" And the other students started laughing. He said, "He's DT. He's got a twin brother, Wesley. Wesley's smart. He's DT." He said, "What's DT?" "He's the dumb twin." And the students erupted in laughter. And I stood before him and I said, "I am, sir." And he came from behind his desk and he looked at me. He said, "Don't you ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." And that was a turning point in my life. On one hand, I was humiliated, but on the other hand, I was liberated, because he looked at me with the eyes of Goethe, who said, "Look at a man the way that he is, he only becomes worse. But look at him as if he were what he could be, then he becomes what he should be." He became my mentor. And one of the things he said, "You want to become successful?" I said, "Yes, sir." "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to take care of my mother. I was adopted, sir, and I want to say thank you and be able to provide for her." He said, "It's possible, Mr. Brown." And he said, "You don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are." He said, "You literally have to program yourself for success. Your showing up, your being here right now is major. Most people who are not here don't realize in less than 10 years, 1/3 of the jobs that are available right now will be gone. They'll be replaced by what is called mechanized intelligence, computers. And so today you have to literally reinvent yourself. You have to learn and continue to learn and to relearn. How many of you know that to be true? Raise your hands, please. How many of you know there's no such thing as job security? Raise your hands, please. So what I'm going to share with you will teach you how to begin to secure your own job. How many of you like to be able to write your own check? Raise your hands, please. Absolutely. And so as you think about your goals and dreams, one of the things that's important for you to know that it's possible. I didn't think it was possible for me to do what I'm doing right now, traveling around the world, lecturing, speaking for AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM. I didn't believe that I can compete with people with PhDs and MBAs. And I discovered something, that what you do and what you accomplish in life is very much related to the relationships that you have. And a friend of mine, I was involved in radio, named Mike Williams. He said, "Hey, Brownie." I said, "What?" He said, "You know, I've been thinking, man, you're a morning personality, you're good, but you can do more than this." I said, "What else can I do?" He said, "Man, you love people. You got a funny laugh. You love to make people feel good." He said, "You go to all those events with Zig Ziglar, Dr. Norman, Vincent Peale, and Tony Robbins." He said, "You know why you go?" And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because you like to help people." I said, "That's true." He said, "You can do that." I'll say, oh man, I couldn't possibly do that. How many of you had somebody see something in you that you didn't see in yourself? Raise your hands, please. And so I didn't see it. I couldn't see myself competing with people with PhDs and MBAs and credentials that I didn't have, and I still don't have. But I had to overcome that mental block. I had to overcome what I call possibility blindness. And so many of us have to go through those changes. And so we've created a program that will help you do that. Let us say together, it's possible.
It's possible.
I can live my dream.
I can live my dream.
See, you came here because there's something you want. You're looking for some keys. I used to go to seminars and workshops. You came here because you know in your heart of hearts that you can do more. I don't know you, but here's what I know about you. You have something special. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. So continue to show up. Continue to invest in yourself and continue to hold the vision of you living your dream. Give yourselves a round of applause and your dream a round of applause. Come on, bring your energy level up. Bring your energy level up. As you think about your dream, let us say together, it's necessary.
It's necessary.
See, when you have a goal and dream, trust me on this, you can't be casual about it. You have to have a spirit of determination. You got to say it, you got to decide that this dream is necessary. Because you have a dream, something's going to happen. Things happen when you have a dream. You go through a lot of setbacks and a lot of defeats. Write this down. You will fail your way to success. Things will happen that you can't anticipate. People you thought would be there for you, they won't be there for you. You'll run out of money. You have all kinds of experiences that you will say, oh my God, life will catch you on the blind side. So, a lot of people stop. 86% of people stop. But there's a small number who say, no, I'm not going to stop. This is my goal. This is my dream. I'm going to make this happen. I thought my brothers and sisters would help me. I got them together. They said, come on, let's do this. Let's take care of mama. And they said, no, I'm doing just enough to take care of myself. And I never forget, I was a state legislator, and my brothers and sisters, they called me. And they said, Leslie, are you sitting down? I said, no. Well, you need to. I said, what? Mama has breast cancer. She can't take care of herself. So I said, and we're going to put her in a nursing home. And I said, no. They said, we knew you would say that. Mama, and get on the phone quickly. I said, listen to me. She had a problem. How can one woman raise 7 children who couldn't take care of themselves, but 7 grown people couldn't take care of one woman? I had a problem with that. I said, no.
Yeah.
And so this is my brother and myself and mama. And isn't she beautiful? Yeah, she was an incredible woman. She had a 3rd grade education. She kept and cleaned the homes of wealthy families. Which one am I, on the right or the left? I'm the Cupid, of course. You're right. And so that's mama. And so it was a challenge. Now, here's something else. They did a study, learned optimism. And this study indicated between the ages of 0 and 5, we develop a mindset, a mental blueprint that says yes or says no. And so in my particular case, it was challenging. That's sugarcane my brother and I eating. Y'all have sugarcane here in Canada? Sugarcane, you ever heard of that before?
Yes.
Yes. And so I had to overcome a great deal being raised in poverty. And as you look at your goals and dreams, let us say together, it's me. Say it again, it's me. Yeah, see, your circumstances don't determine you. That you decide that you're going to control your circumstances. So I decided that I wanted to live a different kind of life. And I decided that I was willing to do what Mr. Washington said, to work on myself. You decided, you're showing up here. You decided there's something else in me that I can do. There's something else in me that I can begin to create for myself. And so as you look at yourselves and look at your goals, shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, bring out the greatness in you. Do that right now. Say, bring out the greatness in you.
Bring out the greatness in you.
Bring out the greatness in you.
All right.
One of the things that's very important is surrounding yourself with people that affirm you, people that validate you, people that encourage you. And so part of the goals and dreams is you decide it's necessary that you'll fail your way to success. It's necessary that you look at the relationships that you have and you upgrade your relationships. Write this down, OQP, only quality people. If you're serious about your dreams, as you get ready to go into the next year, you've got to look at the people in your life and ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Am I growing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Financially, what is it doing to me? You earn within $3,000 of your closest friends. And so you've got to look at your relationships. There are two types of relationships. There are nourishing relationships and there are toxic relationships. Nourishing relationships, they bring the best out of you. They hold you accountable. They challenge you. Toxic relationships, they drain you. Many people will never achieve their relationships and their goals because they have too many toxic, negative, energy-draining people in their lives. Repeat after me, please. Let go.
Let go.
Or be dragged.
Or be dragged.
Yeah, there's some relationships you need to let go of. And so when I decided to change my life, when I decided that I was going to buy my mother a home, that I had to let go of a lot of relationships. I said, Mama, when will I be a man? She said, when you turn 18. I said, when I turn 18, I'll be a man? She said, yes. I said, well, when I turn 18, you never have to pay another bill. I don't believe that women should pay bills. That's a man's job. A man's job is to provide and protect. And I said, when I turn 18, you never pay another bill. And that was her reality. I took care of her and changed her life dramatically. And so when you look at your life and look at your goals, changing those relationships is major. I wanted to become involved in broadcasting. When you look at your goals and dreams, it's key that you upgrade your relationships. But the other thing is, and this is a major key, learn how to sell yourself. If you apply for a job in a corporation, you have to be interviewed in the States. I don't know about here, by numerous supervisors and managers to see whether or not you can make the cut. How many have ever gone through all those interviews, all right? It's major, so your ability to sell yourself, your ability to improve your communication skills is very important. Mr. Washington said, Mr. Brown, develop your communication skills because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. And he was absolutely right. There are techniques and strategies I'm sharing with you on how to begin to sell your business, sell your coaching, sell your speaking, and sell yourself that will allow you to earn millions of dollars as I have. And I had no idea that I had the ability to do that. And so when you look at your goals and look at the dreams that you have, you understand and know that you're more than what you think you are. This guy, Mike Williams, inspired me. He said, you can do more, Browner, than what you're now doing. So I started promoting concerts, and these little guys came to town. I didn't know who they were. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know who I was going to become. I didn't know who they were going to become. That's Michael Jackson standing down front at age 10. And that's me standing in the back. When you shook someone's hand and said you have greatness within you, you don't know whose hand you shook. Eye has not seen. Ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for that hand of greatness that you shook. Give yourselves a round of applause. Bring your energy level up. Bring it up. So, as we begin to expand our visions of ourselves, we begin to surprise ourselves. You can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Here's the next key. Get coaching on how to begin to improve your communication skills because it changes your life totally. How many like to make a difference in your community? Raise your hands, please. I wanted to make a difference in my community. So I ran for state legislator. Because of the coaching that we're going to provide for you, you'll be able to make a difference in your community too. I became the chairman of the Human Resource Committee. I was elected to 3 terms. I passed 14 bills my first term. I had no idea that I had the ability to do that. Being labeled, educable, mentally retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, failing again now I was in the 8th grade. If both my parents stood up right now and said, hello, son, I would not know either one. And so I resigned from the Ohio legislature, went back to Miami to take care of my mother. When I knocked on the door, a friend of hers named Mildred was there. She said, Mamie? And Mama said, what? Leslie's here. It was 2 days later, I heard my mother say, I knew he would come. I knew he would come. How many of you have people in your life that you want them to know you'll be there for them? Raise your hands, please. And so I went back to take care of Mama. And I discovered some things because I was trying to figure out, what am I going to do? I was in a meeting the other day. The guy came in and said, all of us are one surgery from bankruptcy. That one illness can wipe out a fortune. and that everybody needs to have a go-to plan, a backup plan of how they can use their talents, abilities, and skills. And I don't have any college and training. And so at that time, what I had to do is figure out how can I take care of Mama and be available and be able to travel, but also be able to be here for her as well. And I want you to write this down. My story has value. Your story has value. If you've gone through some experiences, if you've overcome some things, if you've had some failures, if you've had some setbacks, write this down. Knowledge is the new currency. It's the new currency. What I'm doing right now is sharing my knowledge with you of how I've earned millions of dollars doing what I love to do. I love making a difference in life. Someone made a difference in my life when he said, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. I love to inspire people. I love to encourage people. I believe that we all have a reason for being here. And so as you think about your goals and dreams, let us say together, it's possible.
It's possible.
I can live my dream.
I can live my dream.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
Everybody hold your right index finger up. If you don't do anything else, do this please. Do this. Follow my instructions. Do this. Now, put it in your ear, put it in your ear, and listen to me, listen to me. You have something special. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Anything that you're facing right now cannot stop you. You were born to be rich. You were born to be successful. Take your finger out. I didn't want it to go in one ear and out the other. I'm going to make you richer. There's nothing you can do about it, all right? Give your dream a round of applause right now. Yeah. Let us say together, it's me.
It's me.
George Bernard Shaw said the people who make it in his life, they look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. You got to be creative. God made us, but we create our lives. You got to take ownership of your life. Let us say together, it's hard.
It's hard.
How many of you know it's hard? Raise your hands, please. Yeah. I said, Mike, I can't compete with people with years of corporate experience that I don't have, who have credentials and money that I don't have and resources to market and to promote themselves. I said, man, that would be hard. He said something. He said, Brownie, write this down. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. And it was hard for me to learn how to dress differently, to communicate more effectively, to study the competition, to make myself stand out, to make a greater impact. If you do what is easy, giving yourself an excuse, giving yourself a pass, and giving more credit and power to your circumstances and adversity than to yourself. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. And so I put in the work, I put in the time and effort to redevelop myself. You've got to be willing to die to who you are now to give birth to who you must become. You are here because there's something in you that says, I can do more. You are here because there's something in you that says, this is not it for me. I've got the ability to produce more, to have more, and to experience more. Let us say together, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah, write down when you leave here, what are 5 reasons and why you won't give up? Nietzsche said, if you know the why for living, you can do almost anyhow. I was determined that I was going to take care of my mother. I was determined nothing was going to stop me from that. I bought her 2 different homes, and I was able to take care of all of the bills and responsibility, and I was able to do more. As you begin to pursue your dreams, the more you do, the more you realize you can do. And you will realize and discover some talents, abilities, and skills you have that you don't know right now. When you're pursuing your greatness, you don't know what your limits are, so you act like you don't have any. And so as you look at yourself and you challenge yourself, you're going to give birth to parts of yourself that you don't see right now. No one could have convinced me that in pursuing my dream that you would see this guy that you now see. I had no idea that this Les Brown existed in me. Repeat after me, please. Live full.
Live full.
Everybody together. Live full.
Live full.
Die empty.
Die empty.
After I had 238 radiation seed implants, and my PSA continued to increase. 1 to 4 is normal. Mine got up to 2,400. Cancer metastasized to 7 areas of my body. Wow. I was reading something one night by a guy named Dr. Howard Thurman. He was a mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Albert Schweitzer. and many other great leaders in that day. He said, the ideal situation for a man or woman to die is to have family members praying with them as they cross over. He said, but imagine, if you will, being on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the ghost of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities, the talents given to you by life, and you, for whatever reason, you never went after those goals. You never pursued those dreams. We never read your book. We never saw your leadership. You never used your skills. And there they are standing around your bed looking at you with large angry eyes saying, we came to you and only you could have given us life. And now we must die with you forever. And the question is, if you died today, what dreams, what ideas, what talents, what skills, what books, what voice will die with you? A friend of mine, Miles Monroe, who died in a plane crash a few weeks ago, he said the ideal situation and the most vulnerable place in your life is to go to your grave realizing that you haven't lived. He said the wealthiest place on the planet is not in the Far East where there's oil in the ground. It's not in South Africa where there are diamond mines. He said the wealthiest place on the planet is the cemetery. Because there you find books never written. There you find dreams and potential and abilities and gifts that the world never heard from. Maybe that's why Henry David Thoreau said, oh God, to reach the point of death, only to realize that you've never lived. Maybe that's why one woman said, oh God, to live your life, only to realize that you had so much more in you to give. Repeat after me again, please. Live full.
Live full.
Die empty.
Die empty.
Everybody put your hand over your heart, please. Let us say together, I have a story.
I have a story.
I've gone through some things.
I've gone through some things.
I've experienced some things.
I've experienced some things.
I have a desire
I have a desire
to make a difference in life.
to make a difference in life.
I owe it to myself
I owe it to myself
and my family
and my family
to give my all,
to give my all,
to hold myself to a higher standard.
to hold myself to a higher standard.
Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, let's go big. Let's go big.
Let's go.
Let's go big.
Let's go big.
Absolutely. We're gonna go big.
And ladies and gentlemen, even though I was raised in poverty, I wanted to go big. I want to be on stages like I'm doing right now. I wanted to go big. I wanted to be able to make a difference in people's lives. I teach people how to discover their potential, to change people's lives. I wanted to go big. I teach people how to speak and be more effective in training and developing other individuals, because we have the ability, all of us, and the potential to go big in life. Everybody, let us say together, you got to be hungry.
You gotta be hungry.
I'll never forget when Miss Watch said, Mr. Brown, what do you want to do with your life? I said, sir, I'd like to be a disc jockey. I said, I want to be able to take care of my mother. He said, you got to be hungry. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, people that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry are relentless. People that are hungry are unstoppable. People that are hungry live a zero excuse life.
That's right.
I said, sir, I'm hungry to take care of my mother, to buy her a home. I'm hungry, sir, to be able to provide for her and make her proud. I said, all my life, people compared me to my brother or my sister who graduated from the University of Miami. I'm slower than most people, but once I do something, I do it with everything in me. He said, Mr. Brown, so you want to do what? I said, I want to be a radio personality. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, you got to be hungry. I said, why do you continue to say that? He said, Mr. Brown, why didn't you accept that scholarship that I made available for you? You're the first student in special education to get that. I said, several teachers met with me and said I was not college material. He said, did you believe that you were college material? I said, no, sir, I did not. You're the only person that had patience with me and never called me names and never made me feel stupid, sir. I said, no, I didn't believe I could do it without you. And he told me something. He said, sometimes you have to believe in somebody's belief in you until your belief kicks in. And he said, you got to be hungry. People who are hungry, they never give up. They never stop. He said, I want you to work on your mind. I want you to read 30 to 40 pages of something positive every day. And I want you to listen to this audio program. I want you to go to Motivational.com. There are 3 videos you can watch every day. It will change your life, covering a lot of materials that I cannot cover right now. Write this down. Motivational.com. As you watch, You Deserve. It's not over till I win. It's possible. It will change your life. It's produced over 643 millionaires. So that's why Motivation.com. And so I did the things that he suggested. I changed my relationships. I went through the coaching that he provided for me, how to become an effective communicator. And I worked on my mindset every day. And he said, Mr. Brown, he said, you've got to go now. I said, what do you mean? You got to go out into the marketplace. And don't forget, continue to stay hungry. I went to Miami Beach radio station, WMBM. Milton Butterball Smith was the program director. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. Young man, do you have any journalism in your background? No, sir, I don't, but I practice every day. Just give me a shot. Just let me audition for you, sir. I visualize myself being on the radio. He said, no, we don't have any job for you. How many have ever been rejected? Raise your hands, please. I was devastated with rejection. I went back and I said, Mr. Washington, they said no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you got to be hungry. Go back again. So I went back again. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. Weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir, I was. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir, you did. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. No one was laid off or fired. Now get on out of here. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy like I seen you for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? I said, yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? I said, yes, sir. He said, well, why are you back today? I said, well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I see it for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me in rage. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. My favorite book says the greatest among you will be your servant. How many of you are serious about your goals? Raise your hands, please. Very good. Write this down. Provide more service than you get paid for.
There you go.
Provide more service than you get paid for. That today is gone where you can say, oh, that's not in my job description. You're working today, you've got to do 2 and 3 jobs and 1 paycheck and no job security.
That's right.
And so you've got to be very versatile and flexible. And so what gave me an out, write this down, make yourself stand out. What made me stand out in the speaking industry, I noticed that most people, they just had scripts that they'd memorized. So I trained myself to speak extemporaneously. I trained myself to custom design a presentation for every corporation. Just finished speaking for AT&T, DirecTV, Procter & Gamble, and earned more in 1 hour than 90% of the Western world earn in a whole year. Don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you. You have the ability to do more, have more, and to experience more. Now I'm going to teach you how you can make that happen. So I became an errand boy for the disc jockeys. They would be on the air and I'd go get their food, their breakfast, and their dinner. And on the weekends, they would come out to the parking lot and they were shocked. Their cars were clean. Write this down. Give before you ask. I wanted the opportunity, but I wanted to establish myself as a go-to person, as a resourceful person. I wanted to get my foot in the door. Give before you ask. And so they said, look here, Dinah Ross and the Supremes are coming to town. The Four Tops and the Temptations. I want you to pick them up and take them to the Fontainebleau Hotel on Miami Beach. I said, it'd be my pleasure, sir. I would drive these entertainers and the disc jockeys brand new cars all over Miami Beach. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. Then one day, it was a Saturday afternoon, a disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. He began to slur his words. It was a Saturday afternoon and I was the only one there, looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. I'd go and get him some more if he'd asked me to. Then pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager and I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, will you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mama and my girlfriend Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch, turn on the radio. I'm about to come on the air.
Yeah!
I waited for about 20 minutes and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and select with the records, but don't you say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get old Rock out of the way. I put on a fast record. I said, look out, this is me, LB Triple P. Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, duly qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry.
Yeah.
Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, you gotta be hungry. You gotta be hungry. People that are hungry know if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. People that are hungry know always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry are relentless and unstoppable. How many of you are hungry for your dream? Raise your hands, please. How many of you are hungry to do something more with your life? Raise your hands, please. Good. Write this down. Master the art of communication. Master the art of communication. We're doing a program, we're making it available to everybody. At this stage of my life, I'm training my kids and others. At this stage, I love what I do. Can you tell I love this? I love changing lives, you know. And most people say, when are you going to retire? I said, look, I'm 70 years old, but I don't feel 70. And I feel like I got a lot more to do. And how many of you love the art of communication? Raise your hands, please. Woo! How many of you like to be mentored by me in how you can begin to sell your business, sell yourself, your coaching, and earn more money doing what you love to do, travel around the world and have somebody else pay for it? Raise your hands, please. Very good. Well, let me share this with you. I'm going to be doing this special training program, and when I think about this is something that I encourage all of you. Let's put up the offer, please. What I'm doing now, in this stage of my life, is I'm going to give you some of the steps to effective communication. Write this down. Learn how to tell your story. Why is that important? Because when you speak to someone one-on-one, or small group or large groups, how many of you have been involved in multi-level marketing? Raise your hands, please. Okay. Your ability to tell your story is important. Here are 3 questions that people are asking when you present. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? Because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. Does that make sense? Good. Here's the next thing is, never let what you want to say get in the way of what people need to hear. Take the time to listen. What is it that they're involved in? Just doing that alone will give you a competitive advantage. Because the speaking industry has been based upon the Dale Carnegie philosophy. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. No. I believe in all guy getting, get understanding. Find out who they are. ask strategic questions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hold a minute, where are you going with these slides here? Slow down. Where's my Canadian director? James McNeil, where are you? Give James McNeil a round of applause. Tell him that. It's all right, come on, we're running out of time. Tell them the benefit and value has been for you, James.
Well, for me it started, I was 19 years old. I was nearly homeless in Florida. I'm from down the street here. I couldn't read. I had to go to speech therapy. I was spiraling down into a depression. Someone put me onto Les's tapes. Recently, after touring 2-3 countries together, Les finally found out that he's my adopted father. He raised me through his audio cassettes. And I've now been blessed with becoming, according to the banks, one of the highest paid consultants of the world's most powerful banks, all because I followed the tutorship, the mentorship, the example of Les Brown. And today's one of the proudest days, maybe the proudest day of my life, when we get to announce that we've actually launched Les Brown's Master Coach program. And we'll have a special meeting for those who are seriously interested. At the end, we'll have a breakout. It's too early to talk business, but I do want to say this. Les Brown chose, we've worked on this for over a year, he chose Toronto to announce the launch of something people have been begging for 10 years. It's time. It's Les Brown's Master Coach. If you're serious about working with Les and being able to transform lives like Les does, stick around. We have a very exciting, very special presentation at the very end of the day. So I just thank you very much for allowing me to take the stage. God bless you, brother. So here's what we're going to do. This is for everybody. We're going to make sure you do this. How many of you involved in business? Raise your hands, please. Very good. How many of you want to earn more money? Raise your hands, please. Very good. We have this program here. It's how to tell your story. It's interactive. It's not didactic. It's not where someone just standing up talking. And these DVDs that you can download and making money with your message. When I started speaking, Jim Rohn, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Zig Ziglar, Wayne Dyer, all these guys were living. They're gone. It's a brand new day. We need new voices of hope, new voices, young men and young ladies and older men and older ladies that will be messengers of hope. When there's hope in the future, that gives you power in the present. So this program here, what we have, it's how to tell your stories, downloadable, and making money with your message. That's going to be a webinar that I do, and you can ask me questions. And I tell you how I created myself as a resource for corporations without having credentials. But as I said, knowledge is a new currency. How you express yourself is major. And so everybody can afford that. It's $9.88 just on the basics of that. But what we're doing now, you can get this for $297. Write that down and say thank you, Les, in the process. $297. And when we do that webinar, you're going to discover, we take you through a process, a system of how to begin to control your own financial future. Write this down. This is why I've become successful. Energy signature. You have an energy signature. There are certain people, when I speak, they're going to hear me in their ears. But there are certain people, when you speak, they're going to hear you in their heart. You have an energy signature, and you don't know where they are. It's fascinating. I was in India. The guy drove 8 hours to come because he said, "Mister, you changed my life. I heard you on a cassette called Manifest Your Greatness. I'm in Amway, and thank you so much for your message." And so you have an energy signature. The next thing is that you want to create an experience. Write this down. Create an experience out of your energy signature. Most people are never successful because they thought, and this is what kept me out for 14 years, I thought it was about information. If information could change people, everybody would be skinny, rich, and happy.
There you go.
It's not about information. It's about how to orchestrate an experience. I've done that. Coming out here, write this down. Distract, dispute, and inspire. Distract, dispute,
and inspire. Sir, when I speak, you should be taking notes. I've earned over $65 million in what I'm sharing you right now. And I believe that God has spared me and given me grace to share with people who want to do more. I'm in a room of dreamers. Am I right?
Woo!
Yes.
It's accomplishment.
One idea can change your life. One idea. You just don't know. And so I want you to think about your goals and dreams. I want you to go back to the table. We have a break and sign up for the program. It's only $2.97. And I will teach you what I've learned. How to change lives. Who want to learn how to change lives? Raise your hands, please. Who want to learn how to earn more money? Good. Make a note of this. I'll teach you how you can give free speeches. Did you hear me? Free speeches. And earn over $100,000 a year. That's exciting. How many know that's exciting?
Yes.
The time is now. I don't know what your goals are. I'm looking for people that are hungry to make a difference in their lives. People who are serious. The guy looked at me and said, "You have cancer." Cancer is the most feared word in 7 different languages. He said, "You have cancer." I said, "Can you give me a second opinion?" He said, "And you're ugly too." I'm sorry. I got issues, I'm sorry. Whatever. You will have a lot of fun. You'll meet a lot of positive people. And I will teach you some things that will allow you to become a dominant force in your industry. If that's what you desire. So I want to leave this with you. Those of you who can hear me in your heart, I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking for 21 proteges who want to be the dominant players in this thing called life. I dedicate this to you, all of you that are here. You have a dream. There's something in you that God has placed in you. You were chosen 1 out of 400 million sperm because that's something that you brought that no one else has. And so I leave this with you. It says simply this: if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and capacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famine, dull sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it. You have something special. You have greatness within you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.